Welcome to Genesis Custom Sabers. This is an opportunity to demo the new, just completed Crate Bone number 2. It came after Crate Bone number 3, but it was started before Crate Bone number 3, which is why I call it that. Of course, the client can name it whatever they want. Someone saw that I was working on this one and offered to buy it immediately, so I've just completed it. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go over some of the details of how to operate a Genesis Elite custom lightsaber. It's the top of the line. It's got the best stuff in it. In this case, it's got a Rebel blue LED Crystal Focus version 5 aluminum construction with custom pieces. So it's a one-of-a-kind custom simulated Crate Bone handle. So here's how it works. All the electronics are inside. It's very durable, so you can duel with this. Although it is aluminum, so it will scratch easy if you drop it. The buttons are a design of my own, so they operate really well, but they don't like being really pressed on hard. You never should need to press on the buttons really hard. They're very low profile, so they don't get bumped around while you're dueling. So to operate the saber, the first thing it would do is pull out the kill key, which inserts into the recharge port, and you'll hear a boot sound like that. If you hear a series of beeps, that means something hasn't loaded right inside, and it's a safety shut-off for the Crystal Focus. This is also where you would recharge it. So you can get these at the Crystal Focus, or at the Custom Saber shop. They line up with a basic Tenergy lithium-ion recharger. This is a lithium-ion battery, 7.4 volts. That inserts in here, same as a kill key. You notice the saber is now shut off in the same way. Boots up again. So the saber operation is pretty simple. These are the buttons. In this case, the black one is the power button, and the silver one is the auxiliary button. I'll explain what they do. And of course, there's a bar graph here. If you were to touch the auxiliary button, it brings a bar graph to life and shows the level of the battery. So at any point when the saber is resting, you can punch that button and get a level of the battery. In this case, the battery is full, ready to go. So all you need to do is hit the power button to start it up. I'm going to put a blade in it. Blade inserts here, and it tightens with this screw here. Once a blade is in, you hit the power button. Brings the saber to life. You can see that there's vents that have been machined in there that show the blade color really nicely. There's a faint backlighting to the buttons as well. You can hear the sound font going. Shut it off. Custom animation in the bar graph there. Now, this saber is set up with what's called anti-power off protection. It's a setting you can change in the Crystal Focus, so if I was to hit the power button, it does not turn off the saber. Of course, the auxiliary button gives you blaster block. If you were to hold it down, it gives you the lock-up feature. You can also use the auxiliary button for some force functions. If you hold down the auxiliary button briefly while activating a swing, you get force effect, in this case lightning. To turn off the saber, what you need to do is you need to hold down the power button and then tap the auxiliary button. That prevents you from shutting it off while you're dueling, unless you were to cover it with your hand. It's possible. One touch turns it on. If you were to grab both buttons at the same time, usually shuts it off as well. So that's how the saber operates. You can of course read more about it on the Collector Labs manual. I'm going to take the blade out, and I'm going to show you how this saber comes apart. As all my high-end sabers, I like to make access to the SD card really easy. So here's the thing. There's two very important pieces. One is you can never take the saber apart when the kill key's in. It could possibly damage the recharge port. So you always need to make sure that the kill key recharger is out of the way, because what's going to happen is the metal's going to slide over that recharge port. Next thing that's very important is there's a number of tiny holes, 3 of them actually, that hold the saber together. Inside each is a tiny set screw that's set to tension. Never touch this one. You never need to touch this one. But the middle one, it's easy to remember because it's the middle one and it's at the choke place, the thinnest point of the saber. That one is the one that actually unlocks the saber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the Allen key, which is provided. In order to unlock the saber, what you need to do is one full turn clockwise. One full turn clockwise unlocks the saber, essentially screwing in the hidden set screw. Then a little bit of pressure with the thumb and a little bit of wiggling, and it starts to move. Be very gentle, and because it's very tight so that it doesn't shake and rattle around while dueling. So you'll notice I'm opening up the seam slowly. It's getting easier and easier. This piece slides right out of the way to reveal the inside of the saber and the chassis. Now you can see why you need the recharge kill key removed, because otherwise that would snag. You can see there is the, where it is, there's the set screw that you just turned in one full turn clockwise in order to release. When it's time to lock the saber again, what we're going to do is we're going to do one full turn counterclockwise in order to lock the saber. So here's the Crystal Focus version 5. All the wires are neatly tucked underneath. There's the recharge port, and there's the bar graph secured in there as well. You can tell that it's flashing because it's gone into sleep mode. Again, to just bring it out of sleep mode, all you would need to do is tap the auxiliary button. It brings it out of sleep mode, or if you want, you could just hit the power button and it would instantly activate the saber. This is held in here with a clip, so it is possible to pop the Crystal Focus out of there if you needed to. I recommend against it. I've designed it so that you should never need to pop the Crystal Focus out of these clips. There are delicate parts in there that it's safer for it if it remains in here. There is one interesting feature I'd like to show you. What I'm going to do is, whenever you're working on it, it's always a good idea to put the kill key in. Oh, shuts off the saber. Now you're not going to accidentally turn it on or short circuit anything. If you wanted to change the SD card contents, it's really easy. There's a nice open space here. You press in and the card pops out. Click, click. What you could do is, you have nimble fingers or needle nose pliers or really long fingernails, you can just pop out the micro SD card. It goes in a little adapter. You can change the settings or the sound fonts. Crystal Focus is completely customizable. Pop it back in there when you're done. Always want to have the kill key when you're doing that. There is one feature of the saber that's a little interesting. I've designed this harness. This is the harness for the power to the LED. This is the harness for the switches. Now, most of my sabers I don't give this as an option, but this is one that I'm willing to do on this one, just because with the bone design it's so easy to access. If someone was to undo this clip, you can see that there's 3 prongs there, one corresponding to the middle one to the negative, and the red one to one switch and the blue one to another. There's a little blue mark to indicate the way I have it. Now, if you were to flip this around and insert it this way, and then tuck it away in there, what I've just done is now the silver is the activation button, and the black would be the auxiliary button. So if for whatever reason your fighting style you wanted to change those around, that's how you would do it. I think it makes the most sense to have the black as the activation button, so I'm gonna flip this back around and put it the way I had it. But anyways, that's an option for you with this saber. What I tell everybody is I have a limited 90-day warranty. Taking apart anything else on the saber would void that warranty. This is the only thing I permit clients to take apart, so they can make use of the features of the Crystal Focus. So anyways, to put it back together again, simply remove the kill key. And here it boots up as normal. You want to slide gently, not making sure that it doesn't catch on anything. You want to line up the hole with the set screw. Whoops, I accidentally turned it on. That happens, cut my hand off. So I want to line up those holes. If I don't get them quite lined up, I can just rock it back and forth until I can see the set screw in there. I want to insert the Allen wrench, and again I want to essentially loosen or counterclockwise one full turn until it gets tight. I do it this way with the hook up here. Of course, you can use an Allen key like this, but I find that provides too much force. This is aluminum. It's possible to strip these threads. You never really need more than that much force right there. The saber's tight. You can fight with it. It's not going to come apart. That is the demonstration of the Crate Bone and how to operate the Crystal Focus version 5. I hope you enjoy it.